The Xiaomi Mi 4i comes with a 13 megapixel camera on the back, and today we are going to do the review of the same. Hey guys, this is Chetan from PhoneRadar, and this is the interface of the Mi 4i's camera. Firstly, into the settings you see refocus, timer, beautify and the panorama mode. And there are a lot of filters that you can live preview so that you don't have to check it later on. You can directly see what you're going to capture with the preview, and that is how the effects would come along. And in the same screen of app you get the HDR mode, where you'll see HDR live and HDR normal. So the HDR live doesn't need a separate extra time to give the HDR effect. And under the flash settings you'll see a torch option, where the flash would be turned on completely without having to turn it on whenever you're capturing the photo. That comes handy whenever you want to have a capture of one entire large room to capture a photo of the low light conditions. Under the settings you will see options of camera frame, that is where you see 4:3 and 16:9. The picture quality can be changed high, standard and low. And there's options for face detection, face recognition and sharpness, saturation and contrast. So those can be changed there as well, but there are manual modes as well. Under the selfie you don't see much of the options. It's just a plain screen where you see one of the recognition of your age. That is something it guesses. As you saw, it's showing 38 for my age, so that's not always true. And under the video settings you'll see slow motion and fast motion. So these both work pretty perfectly and they don't take much time to process as well. Here are a couple of quick captures I'm doing in the artificial light conditions, and you can see how good the capture quality is and how good under zooming in it shows how perfectly the image is. So the color reproduction is also pretty good. And now in these samples you can see how well the HDR mode, how well the camera works in low light conditions as well. But in low light you will see a lot of noise, and that is comparatively pretty bad when you compare that with the Asus Zenfone 2's camera, because the Zenfone 2 has a low light mode which doesn't bring out so much of noise which the Mi 4i brings out. This is the HDR capture, and this is how the zooming in works. And the zooming in function is better in the Mi 4i when you compare that with the Zenfone 2's camera and a few other 13 megapixel cameras. So these are the few natural light condition captures, and we have also attached these captures which are taken under very low light conditions. And here you can see the capture has been done on auto mode, and then we have tried to push it to the plus 2.0 exposure using the exposure wheel on the focus. And now this is on the flashlight. So with flash it works pretty perfectly, but when you talk of the exposure 2.0, there you see it being a lot of noisy and the picture doesn't look really good. And finally this is the panorama capture. Under the panorama you see that there's no stitching scene. It's a very perfect capture, and it was also very smooth to capture the photo on the panorama mode. Now these are the video capture samples where you are allowed to zoom into the object when the video recording is on, and it doesn't really look good without the HDR mode. So this is what Xiaomi also said, that you have to have the HDR mode turned on always. And the Mi 4i's camera can capture slow motion and fast motion videos. This is the sample of the slow motion camera, and it works very neatly. It doesn't take time to process the video, and it works with the timing, so you can adjust the timing to be slower or faster than what it is. This is the fast motion capture, where you again see that it's very stable, and if you have a shaky hand it would show a lot of shakes, but that is okay if you are trying to do this with a very stable hand. And this is a natural light capture video, where you see a lot of exposure is changing when I'm trying to move around, and that doesn't look good again. But on HDR you have an HDR option in the video capturing as well, there it works pretty good. So this was the Xiaomi Mi 4i's camera review. Do like this video and share it, and do subscribe to PhoneRadar for more videos. Thank you.